Motion in a straight line. First, we will discuss a concept, point object. Point object. When can you say an object as a point object? If size of that object, size of that object is very less than the distance traveled to that object. Distance traveled by that object, then I can say that object as a point object. Okay. I will take a simple example. Let me take this as a train whose length of that train I will take it as x, and it is traveling some A to some point B, and the length of that track as L. Clearly we can say that x is much less than the L. From this I can say this train as a point object. This is case number 1. Okay. When can we say some object as a point object? Is the distance traveled is much higher than the actual size of that object. Now let us take case number 2. The same train is crossing some platform whose length is p. We can clearly say that is x is comparable to that of p. It is not equal, it is comparable. Then I can say x is not a point object. We cannot treat that x as a point object. Okay. So, sorry, the train as a point object. Here I can say train here is not a point object. This is the first concepts we have to study in the chapter motion in a straight line. Okay. So when can we say some object as a point object? If the size of that object is much less than the distance it's traveled, then we can treat that object as a point object. And the other examples, two cases we discussed here. Okay. If in this case x is much less than the actual length of the track, then I can take that as a point object. In the second case, that length track is comparable to the size, then I cannot take that cannot take as a point object. Thank you.